On the radiator support cover, there's a couple of things that you need to do. On the actual radiator brackets, there are another couple little tabs that stick up. These are little manufacturing tabs. They're really kind of in your way. So what you want to do is just take a die grinder or file and just smooth these out. Once you smooth these out like that, they'll almost look like they were never there. And that will allow our radiator cover to sit on this rubber bumper. You have a rubber bumper on both sides. Gives it a nice support. Will prevent any dimpling from the other side. So once you smooth these out, and that's really all you have to do. This particular one on this side, we've taken the 2 ground cables that were here and combined with the harnesses that we've relocated and reattached them here to kind of get the height, to take the height out of here so that they're not sticking up and offering any possibility of dimpling the radiator cover. So we've repositioned that, we've trimmed these off, and then finally what we ask you to do is to take the 2 factory bolts here and replace them with our attachment bolts. These are 6mm flange head screw that we've tapped down the center, and what this does is it allows us to give us nice attachment points without having to sacrifice main bolts. You know, these bolts are holding on the fender. In order to get that same security there, you'd have to tighten that bolt hard onto our cover, which would kind of dimple it, and it causes a lot of problems. So what we've done is we've replaced the factory bolts with these screws, and then these small little stainless bolts, screws are all you're going to need to hold the radiator on securely. So you've got 2, one right over the headlight bracket, one in the front fender, and that's on both sides. So now that you're all ready with that, we have our ACC radiator cover, another perforated unit. It's also available and polished. It has an extension part because we're going to install a water tank cover, and when you put the water tank cover, it's kind of short here, but for those who are not going to use our water tank cover, this gives it a nice symmetrical part. So your unit, when you get it, is going to be this long and that wide. So now that you're ready and you've changed all your hardware, this just kind of simply slips right over the hood stops like that, and you want to just line up all your hole locations like so. And then again, you want to put in your screws loosely before you snug anything down. One of the things that you've got to keep in mind with these screws is that they are very fine thread, and it's easy to cross thread. If you've cross-threaded it, as soon as you start going in, it's going to bind. You don't want to force that bind out. You just want to take the screw out and set it in properly. If you set it in properly, they'll go in very nicely and nice and smooth, just like that. So if you're binding, just take it out and start again. Now that you've got all of them in, you just snug these down. Again, you don't want to really ram these things down very hard. You just want to snug it. And that trims up the radiator support pretty nicely. Again, this is another system where we're going to use our donut cookies to cover the screws. We've also included in the kit some decorative collars for the hood stops. These are going to kind of peel and stick once you pulled your blue off, and it'll kind of clean that up and offer a real nice looking finished piece. Both of these parts can be illuminated with LEDs underneath. They're not sold like that standard, but it is an option. when we finish this this installation and this project, we'll have a lot of lighting in it. You can see how that looks.